Welcome back, everybody. We are here again on the Ham and Turkey podcast. As you can see, we have better visuals now.
Mm-hmm.
We have better visuals, better audio. God is just truly amazing to where, we've come together with Ashford Films and Kyron, who, graciously, help us put this together and put this, new sound and new audio together for us as we sojourn through our podcasting journey. So just so now that we have, new audio and new video now, I think it's appropriate to kind of understand like where the name of the Ham and Turkey kind of came from and like how it came about. So my late great friend Kemar Collier, his favorite sub was a Ham and Turkey sub. I know many of you who are watching this probably do know him, but it's a situation where you kind of just like had to be there. But we used to always talk sports all the time. Like I spent a significant amount of time around him, and like he kind of sparked me, my love for, debating sports, talking sports. So I just thought like in 2016, it'd be really fitting to name it that because the people who know about it would really kind of gravitate to it and be connected to it. So that's kind of why, I stuck with the name, the Ham and Turkey, throughout the years. So, I would also like to, introduce, my co-hosts, introduce them so you guys can kind of understand who they are and like what they been doing. So, RSJ, if you can introduce yourself to the people plugging your stuff, then we'll have Prime introduce himself.
What's good, guys? I'm REJ. Let me plug my socials. My TikTok is JDoThat MMA. And my Instagram is also the same thing, JDoThat MMA, pretty much on everything. Yeah, thank you for EJ for giving us this opportunity and Kyron for setting up this setup. It looks great.
Right, this setup is truly amazing. And before we get to Prime kind of had a busy month. So first we took a week off. We were very consistent. We had like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. Then Prime not only had a birthday,
Facts.
but he also helped take his team, to the state championship?
Yeah, we was in the state
Yes,
final.
sir.
So Coach Prime here is, kind of making his mark and putting his stamp on the world of inquiry, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, world of inquiry. So he was doing some big things. So Prime, introduce yourself, to the people and what you do.
So they call me Prime, but Coach Steve, whatever, that's the real name. But I'm cool with whatever y'all want to call me. But yeah, I'm a coach. I play, I train at this wonderful facility that we are right now. And on Instagram I got JH22, Prime 22, but all my podcast content will be on podcast 22 Prime. I did that, so you ain't gotta
go searching.
Yeah, you just go right there. You get all the podcasts that I'll ever be on. Will be on that podcast. But yeah, definitely appreciate my job for allowing us to use the facility. Ashford Films, hooking us up and being a blessing to us. So I'm ready to do this, man. We back. We upgraded. So.
Absolutely, man. It's always lovely to upgrade and, like I said, get different visuals and different audio because in this day and age, man, people like consuming nice looking content. Right. Like you can't just go out with willy-nilly content. And I don't know for those of you that have been following us and have been following our journey, we've been on Zoom, for all of our podcasts, and now we went from Zoom to a professional setup, so we kind of can't go backwards. We can only sojourn forward. So
he's gonna set us up like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, this is a sports podcast, and we have a rash of sports topics for you today. So the first one, which has been dominating all of the highlights, all of the storylines for the past, let's say month.
Yeah.
We'll say month because when Bron rolled up, right? Because when Bron rolled up on Stephen A, that was like almost a month ago.
Yeah,
I think it is now. Like almost
3 weeks.
Right, yeah.
Might be the anniversary.
About 3 weeks ago, he rolled up on him, right? And everybody remembers that. And that was the hottest story in sports because LeBron did that on stage, literally. Did that on stage at courtside, during the game. And so now we sojourn through this part, right? Move towards this. And now LeBron has went on Pat McAfee, probably the biggest sports podcast there is in the world.
For sure.
and kind of did a tell-all, really, you know. And after this tell-all, he not only addressed the Stephen A situation, but he addressed a lot of different topics that we as fans of the game of basketball, I'll say, was looking for clarity on, was looking for, you know, corroboration, so to speak. And he kind of gave it to us in that interview. So, like I said, because that interview had dominated the sports world for the last 2 days, I want to hear what y'all takes on it. I'm gonna give my take really quick, and I want y'all to, you know, kind of piggyback off my take. So, first thing that came to my mind when I saw the podcast was, first of all, I was trying to understand why he did Mcafee in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, I think everybody kind of had that thought, like, yo, why is he on Mcafee? I told my dad, I said, yo, I've never seen him mention Pat McAfee. I've never seen him be like, yo, me and Pat McAfee is cool. And then all of a sudden, even Pat McAfee at the beginning of the interview was like, yo, I thought they were playing around.
Right. No,
you know what I mean? Then you pull up on McAfee. So that was my first thought. But what were y'all first thoughts when y'all saw, you know, LeBron on the McAfee show?
I mean, after he pressed Stephen A, it didn't really surprise me. I was like, you know, LeBron, not for nothing, he's been petty in the past. So I feel like it was kind of on brand for him to really, you know, do something like this. But he's definitely been turning it up a notch with this whole Stephen A. This issue that he's been having. And I don't know if we've ever seen him at this level of pettiness. Like, we've seen him do stuff to people.
He fit right now.
He really, him and Stephen A. Like, I've never seen them two get to really that level, because we know they can get there, but personally, it's looking a little like personal. It's getting real personal.
It's very personal. And I think that's really what the issue is with it now. It doesn't seem like it's just basketball or you're talking about my son. Yeah. It's like really personal, where they taking jabs at each other.
But Pat McAfee said it. He said, he's like, I feel like this has been brewing for a
for sure.
Yeah,
he definitely said that.
And another thing about the McAfee interview that kind of struck me, you know, initially, was LeBron's candid talk about what happened in Miami. Like, he was really, really candid, more than I've ever seen him before, in terms of what happened with Pat Riley. And the cookies. In terms
I heard the story before, but he confirmed.
Because Wade told the story before on a podcast before, right?
I didn't put that past Pat Riley. I took it a different way when Dwayne said it. When Wade said it, I took it as he came on there and was like, nah, you ain't have no cookies. But the way that LeBron explained it, I was like, all right, that makes sense.
Nah, but when LeBron was explaining it, though, like, I was crying, laughing, because, you know, it's that same feeling you get when you walk into the house and you expecting your girl or your mom to cook and there ain't no food.
Yo.
The way he explained it, it was like, no, like when he was like, yeah, it was a look I ain't never seen before.
Right. You just
I felt that hurt though. I ain't gonna hold.
I felt that hurt. I felt that hurt too.
Like, bro, what? Oh.
I was like, yo, I know exactly the exact hurt he is talking about. And that there is no sicker feeling than thinking you're gonna eat something and then you come in and there's nothing there. Like, there is never
thinking you're gonna get anything and then you don't get what you was planning on getting.
When you banking on it at home and somebody ate it already.
Oh my God!
Or they threw it away. You like, I'm out.
So I knew exactly where he was at. And like, sure. I love the fact that because it's tough to do this with like superstars, right? I mean, Luka I'm about to make a point here. Luka got traded, right? And he kind of got a wake up call. But when LeBron was like, yo, Pat Riley don't give a F about nobody, like, you gotta be like that with a dude like LeBron. Because like, that's the only way these stars are gonna get it, bro. Yeah. Like, you gotta do it to the most drastic measure.
I said that a couple podcasts ago. There's no other way.
Nobody better than the program. That's basically what they're trying.
Right.
There's no other way, bro. You got to go to the extreme levels of not disrespect, but close to it.
Very, very close to it. And listen, man, I respect Riles for doing that, though, because
he gonna do that.
Any other GM that's not Pat Riley would just fold it.
Yeah, for sure.
And when it just been like, you know what? I'll just let him do it, man.
Right.
But nah, Riley, Pat Riley, he one of those old petty guys. Like, yo, listen, you ain't doing what I say, I'm gonna mess with these cookies. Now tell me how you feel. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And as you see, it got his attention. Like, oh, okay, well, this dude ain't playing with me then. Like, I gotta get my stuff together, though. So listen, man, I was surprised that LeBron was very candid about, that part of his experience in Miami. And he also touched on one part I thought was very interesting. He was saying that he took Miami as his opportunity for like his college.
Yeah, I heard him say that
He
too.
and he never had a college experience because he was saying his first 7 years in Cleveland, like he lived in Akron the entire time.
Yeah.
And so all he had to do was drive 30 minutes and he was at the arena, and so now, right. So now when he did the decision, that was the first ever time.
I remember him saying that prior. He said that a few years ago. He was like, that was his announcement. Like all these kids now, they got their signing day. He was like that. He treated it as a sign. I heard him say that before. So
and it was,
that wasn't a lie.
No, for sure. And then like it was reflected like in his play. Like he had to take some time to adjust.
Yes.
To being in Miami, being in a new environment, so to speak. And like you even saw the finals against the Mavericks where they all say he melted down. Which he did.
They said they was about to trade him after that.
Right. Yo, did you see that? They said they were going to trade him for Dwight.
I forgot who it was.
It was Gil.
Gil said that. They was about to trade him because of that.
I would have loved to see how that would have went down. The LeBron James
after the first year.
Did not do that.
Yo, that would have been wild.
Bro. Dwight might still be in the league.
Listen.
Yeah, he might be.
Well,
but Dwight did a lot of other things. He did a lot of other things to get
we
himself.
Might have to stop bringing up Dwight on the spot. Right? He's been coming up a little too much on the pod lately. Yeah.
Nah, he got his own pod now.
He gonna pull up.
It was how many episodes is that in? Like
I don't know, but I know it got picked up.
Yeah,
and so because he was saying that he wanted Donald Trump to be on his podcast. So
that sounds about right. That sounds like
on brand.
That's man. Listen, I ain't mad at it. That's
right.
That's just like we were talking about before we got on air. That's another podcast. That's another person you could bring on your podcast to blow it up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
True.
And like you need these type of controversial guests to get people to tune in.
Not to get off topic. I know it's a sports pod, but Joe Rogan brings on Donald Trump. Probably some of the best numbers he had in a while, and he said he would never go political. Never go political.
Yeah, man. Rogan's a figure that can at this point do whatever he wants.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He done had Elon on there a bunch of times talking about what they do. Like Joe Rogan can do whatever he wants. It's to the point now, not to get off topic, but it's to the point now with Joe Rogan where he can say things like, "Yo, I'm not going to Canada to do UFC 315."
I saw that. Yeah.
And like it affect Canadians, you know what I'm saying? Because they're sick that he won't be there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
As an MMA guy, seeing that, I was like, has politics really, reached this point where it's affecting Joe Rogan commentating a big card for MMA? It's weird to me.
Yeah, man, but I respect Joe Rogan because he gonna take a stand.
He gonna stand on it. He gonna stand on it.
Yeah. I get it. But back to the LeBron interview, Prime. Like, what was some of the things that stuck out to you about that interview? I know you had a lot you wanted to get off your chest about it. So what did you want to get off your chest about, Brian?
Listen, that whole one, it was random. I thought it was random. Him going on, like you said, going on Pat McAfee, like I never would have thought that was something.
That was out of left field for me.
I was like, bro, like why? I get it because of the personality Pat is, but LeBron going to is like, there's no way I would have thought that. But I also, this whole thing just seemed like overdone. I feel like he gonna create a documentary or something off of this junk, or it's gonna be a movie, or like it's like he's just overdoing everything. Like just the way he be talking, like it's low key cinematic. Like even when he's speaking, it's like an actor tone,
right.
Like bro, like why are you talking like this?
Yeah,
like when the Stephen A. thing, like we was talking earlier, and I was like, when he was like Stephen A. is on the Taylor Swift tour, like what are you talking about? Like what do you mean?
Well, I get what he's saying about that.
I get what he's saying, but no, he not. You created that.
You created this
form. What you did,
this wouldn't even be a thing, right?
Like,
this wouldn't even be media the way it is now, right? Okay.
If they would have if you like, kind of like what Stephen A. said, you meet him in the back, somebody might say, "Oh, LeBron stepped to Stephen A," but it ain't a thing because ain't nobody see what happened. So it might get talked about. Stephen A. might clear some stuff up. Cool, we out of there. But you created the Will Smith, Chris Rock smack on camera.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Right.
And then wonder why he got to clean this up. He got to say what he said. He got to say what you said. He got to go on this podcast to vent on whatever he got going on. you got LeBron trying to rebuttal. I feel like Bron getting old, man, because he's just like he acting like an old grumpy man. Like I already told you, he be cursed for no reason. Like when he posted up the Stephen A doing the box, I said, bro, who?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
got Kevin Love to join in.
Your name Curtis? Like, cause I was like, yo, he 50 Cent now.
For real,
Like,
for real. He definitely doing.
like,
That's not the LeBron brand.
That's not on like, and
not
I'm
on
not, like I said, I ain't telling that man what he can and can't do, but this don't feel real. Everything seems fabricated.
Mm-hmm.
Down to the fact of when he said Giannis would score 250 points in the 70s. Like, what made you say that? Like, I would have rather him say, oh yeah, he the broke world record. Cool. At least we know one person scored 100 points in a game. Or even if you use Kobe, he at least got close. 200. Ain't nobody even scored 250 points in the NBA.
Right.
Ever.
So like, why did you say that?
But we know LeBron has historically been extra.
Oh,
And
yeah, for sure.
He even alluded to that in the pod. He was like, yeah, I had teammates come over and say, yeah, I hated playing against you because you always flop. But now I'm on your teammate and I see that you really don't get close. But see, that proves the point that people do feel like he's extra. And this podcast kind of reaffirmed that, like, yo,
On the court, off the court.
like just all around,
all
you're an extra guy.
Like,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I don't even believe when he debunked the $1 million on his body thing. I feel like it's relatively close.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, bro. Like
It might not be spot on $1 million, but I guarantee it's close enough.
That report doesn't come out like that if it's not somewhat true. Shoot, all the
If you
labs
spending
going to
$50,000 on your body, ain't nobody saying nothing about no $50,000 treatment to your body. Even if it's $750,000, like, it's close. That's enough.
That headline
For
coming
you to
out,
be like, I don't know where
you're
that number came from. Yes, you do. You did. Like, it might not be spot on, but like, come on, son. Like,
do
stop
they
acting
allow
like that.
stem cells in the NBA? Don't know, right?
I have no clue.
Bro, I played for
Yeah,
a
I know MMA they
semi-pro
do.
team in Rochester. We went to the hyperbaric chamber. I looked at the prices of that. I was lucky we were sponsored by it. I was going every day. If I did, boy, we getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's not cheap.
Right.
So for you to be like, yeah, I get in it. Even if you bought one, that's even like,
Right.
Like,
That's
bro,
got like 10 racks, right? Or something like that.
son, like, there's no way you sit here telling me you're not spending close to that. Like, regardless of it, if it's spot on, I would have rather him be like, yeah, it ain't $1 million, but I mean, I spend a nice little chunk of change.
Yeah.
Cool. We go like, but I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
I don't like stop.
Yeah.
It, man.
Bron was definitely, for lack of a better term, Bron was definitely showing his ass.
He was
In this interview.
like for
You know,
an hour and a half.
It's
bro.
like all of the.
It was like his Cat Williams on Club
Right,
JJ. He
exactly.
started going crazy on everybody.
all of the things that he had been wanting to say to
He
all
let
of these,
that thing
he
go.
let it out. And he did it in a very professional manner. I'll give him that.
for sure.
He did.
He held
You
it.
know what I
He
mean?
held it.
He did-
Theatric or not.
Right. But he definitely let it out. One part I did not like though.
I'm still trying to remember what else he said because he was.
Yeah, he was going nuts.
I know Prime basically covered all the stuff.
Right. But one part I didn't like though was the part about Brian Windhorse.
That too.
No, yeah, okay, yeah. I
Because,
didn't like that either.
I didn't like-
no
'cause
one
it's
liked
just
that.
like-
No basketball fan wanted to see him do that to Brian Windhorst because, like we were saying before, he covered him in a great light like all these years. And Brian Windhorst is known to be a stand-up dude.
And you said you
amongst the
was close to
community.
him at one point. I don't care.
Yeah,
Was
you
he
said that. He said that too.
Like,
LeBron,
bro, come on,
LeBron is somewhat a flip flopper. Like
Flip-flopper.
not-
He
no
flip-flop
pun intended,
every
like
line.
on the court, but he
Yeah.
off the court he does flip flop a lot, and I think that makes people rubs people the wrong way.
me.
For sure. Because it shows that you're not
A lot of
authentic
us.
and you won't stand on it. And
Yeah,
secondly,
bro.
And secondly, what made it a lot worse is when you see what Brian Windhorst said back to him on an interview, like, "Yo, I owe, LeBron my career. He's been a good friend to my city, to my school. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful." And he basically said, "Yo, I've understood from the beginning where me and him stood." You know what I'm saying? So it just looks bad because it's just like, yo, you beating up on a little guy, and you're one of the most powerful sports figures ever, and you beating up on this guy that's made a living doing that's something that nobody was doing at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like you said, he's only bigged you up. And for you
Really?
to, you know what I'm saying, for you
you
to
hit the-
shit on them, it's just like,
And you hit him with the big pun.
you know what I'm saying. So I
The
didn't.
big
I
show,
didn't,
big boo, everything.
The big
Clothesline.
pun. He
all
said,
type.
you remember me from elementary school. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know you.
Man.
yeah,
Like,
that was tough, but That-
I ain't like that either, bro.
yeah,
I ain't like
that one rubbed me the wrong way. But as we
He said a lot.
yeah.
That was rubbing me.
There was one part too. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and kind of bringing this to a close. They were asking me, and I want your take, you guys' take on it. They were asking me, who do I feel like had more to lose in this situation, whether it was Stephen A. or whether it was LeBron. And so my response to it is, I feel like both of them. I feel like the only people who lose in this is us. And what I mean by us, I mean like us as black people. If you know me personally, you know I'm not a person that interjects race into conversations like that. But in this specific instance, you got two of the top guys in their field. Stephen A. just got $100 million contract from ESPN. And he is now the highest paid media guy over at ESPN. And then you got LeBron James, who was a billionaire, and now these two guys are essentially tearing each other down. But in terms of, who has the most to lose, I thought neither one of them has to lose, because my point is that if they think that Stephen A. has the most to lose, and I said I don't.
No.
I said the reason that he doesn't have the most to lose is because if ESPN decided tomorrow that they was going to let him go, he done built a big enough following just across the years. He's 57. He's built up a big enough following to where if he just went strictly YouTube, he has his own media company. He can sit.
Everybody follow.
Right. He can sit and land-based LeBron for the next 2 years, you know what I'm saying? And that could be really bad.
Right.
For Bron.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
That would be
Like
crazy.
he could really sit, because you saw
Every episode, every day.
You saw when he went down, when he came back on his podcast, he started airing out some really personal things about, Kobe Bryant and not going to his funeral and D-Wade's Hall of Fame celebration.
He started talking about politics. People didn't like that.
Just talking about mad, crazy stuff. So, and then somebody argued on the LeBron side. They were saying that because LeBron has a sports agency, right, with Clutch Sports and Rich Paul, they feel like you're going to start seeing a trend where players who are signed to Clutch are not going to give Stephen A. interviews that he's been normally been able to get, throughout the year. So, i.e., that's Juju, right? She signed to Clutch Sports. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me. I think Cooper Flag is signed to Clutch also.
I'm not sure.
I think he is, and don't quote me on that. But Clutch has a lot of the top, athletes in a lot of different sports. And if they decided to band together and decided not to give Stephen A. interviews no more, or start giving him intel, then what would he do? And I said, like, I think on both sides, if he transitioned out of basketball, and according to Kalshi, right, he had the 5th best odds, Stephen A. did, to be the Democratic presidential candidate nominee. So this will be the perfect opportunity for him to segue out of sports into politics. So therefore, with those two things combined, I thought that both of them would be fine. But I want to hear what y'all take on it. Like, who do you think stands the most to lose in this situation?
I feel like you said everything pretty much correctly. The way that I'm going about it, the way that I look at it, I feel like I'm looking at it socially. Socially, I think Stephen A. holding it down.
Yeah.
I think LeBron's helping him build that brand and build, because Stephen A.'s credibility is going through the roof.
Yeah, with that whole Bronny thing, yeah.
Like, he not backing down. He telling truth. Every time he tells a story, it's the same and it's consistent. He's bringing facts. Like, we was in the chat, and I'm like, yo, I ain't watched ESPN First Take in I don't know how long.
Right, for sure.
But I'm sitting here, I'm like in the screen, like, yeah, go ahead, yo, talk to that man.
It was live on YouTube one day.
Bro,
when
I'm sitting here
I haven't
like,
seen it like that in a while. It just pop up on your For You page or your home page. Like, it's been live. It was live again.
Bro, so
it's 2 days.
For me, I feel like LeBron is getting Drake right now.
Wow.
Far.
Oh man.
You the
I
Drake
didn't even
fan?
realize he shot an arrow at me. I didn't even see it land. I had a delayed reaction. I was
but I think, like, kind of like what Ari was saying, with LeBron's image or whatever, like his likeness, I'll be the first to admit, when he first came out, I was a Melo fan. Everything that had it, I thought he should have won Rookie of the Year. I thought he was a better player. I thought he would have had a better career. All that because of who Melo was and how he played. And LeBron, it took him time. I was upset with LeBron for the fact that he wasn't what I felt he should have been or could have been early on, because he wasn't listening with the post-ups and all that other stuff. But so my liking for him was already down. Then as I got older, you start seeing him do I Promise School and all the stuff outside. So now I'm respecting you as a man. Like basketball aside, respecting you as a man. So I'm gaining respect for you. Then I'm appreciating your game because you're doing the things that, are elevating your game and the sports basketball world. So now I was at a spot where I'm like, all right, he cool.
Right.
But then this happened. It was like, man, now, like,
bring you right back.
Bro, right back down. I mean, like straight to the baseline. Like I was like, bro, because he won't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then his reasoning behind it ain't the truth. Like you talking about, like, we talked about it, and I mean he talked about it as far as, yo, you're coming at me as a father. You leave Bronny out of it. But if you listen to Stephen A., he never said nothing about that man and his household. Like he said he's like, I ain't say nothing about you in your Malibu home, your home in LA, wherever you at. I didn't say nothing about that. He said, I talked about you as a father that is bringing his son onto the NBA level and on your actual team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel like you set him. We did the same exact thing with LeVar Ball.
Yep.
You threw him to the piranhas and hope
we literally did the same exact thing to LeVar Ball.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron pulled a LeVar Ball move. Cool, whatever. It worked out. You got your moment. You got your history making situation. So now we can't talk about you. You decided to do this. And he was speaking to you as the father on the team. If you listen, that's what he said. When he said, on the Mcafee show, when he was like, yeah, LeBron, when he's on this tour and he still didn't get the point. I said, what point? You didn't say nothing. Like you just said, leave Bronny out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with you. Leave Bronny out of it. What point is you making?
Yeah.
Because his job
is to cover sports, and he never said anything personally about you outside of using the fact that you were a father to a son that's on your team.
Mm-hmm.
So now I feel like you just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Like you just talking at this point. And like I told you, when Stephen A. made me realize that he like glanced at that camera, like we was talking earlier, and I sat there and I said, if you look back when he broke the scoring record, he did this, and then he started looking around like, hey, everybody looking? Everybody looking? All right, cool. Everybody looking? All right. And like he wanted that. So when he told McAfee, oh yeah, Stephen A., man, he couldn't wait till that video drop. That man didn't even know you was recording. How I'm ready for something that I don't know is happening.
Right.
That don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So now you just saying, I don't like people who just be talking. If you gonna say something, like, make it make sense. At least in an argument or a debate or something like that. Like everything you saying, we got, like, it's on file.
Right.
So
yeah, Prime. It sounds like you wanted to get a lot off your chest about Brian.
Yeah, man.
I wish you could hear me.
You know what's funny is that when I first met Prime, and because I never had this conversation with you, I really thought you was like a LeBron lover.
No,
I thought you was a Bron sexual for real. But like this whole rant makes me think like you was not. That was the total opposite. You was the total opposite.
You was on the total wrong side of the spectrum. I was in 2003. I didn't like it. I liked him in 2002. Ended his high school career. It was over.
This is when I like LeBron.
Huh?
Exhibition game. Rochester, New York. He came here. I was one of the kids there. Kids there. Yo, everyone was yelling at LeBron. LeBron, you.
Then he stood up and sat back down. Walked over and sat back down. That's crazy. Don't do that.
For this, all this type of stuff. And LeBron did not play. He didn't play a minute, bro.
You ain't tell the whole story. He stood up, walked over, and walked back. Yeah. Right, yeah, I was there.
Yo, that's crazy. We was in the same building. We didn't even know.
Yeah,
we would know each other then.
Yeah, my dad actually has surprised me with tickets because that's the time. That's the time I started loving basketball. Like I'm still to this day an Iverson lover. Like I love Iverson. So I was just getting into basketball, but he was like, "You've been doing good in school. I'm gonna take you to this game." Went to that game, and that man did not play a
He pulled
lick.
that thing 22 years later.
We did, however, get to see Shannon Brown. Shannon Brown did hoop.
Yeah,
that
that's
game.
my guy.
You know, right? He definitely hooped that game.
Brown pulled the same thing again with the All-Star game. I ain't like how he did that either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this year.
Bro, you know you're not playing.
Why you even
You
here?
took a picture in street clothes. You know you not playing. Let Norman Powell, somebody come here and enjoy.
Right.
When the next time Norman Powell gonna be able to do this?
Never. Norman Powell not making an All-Star team. Right? No,
Bro, I don't see it. I hope he do.
Yeah.
I hope he get his chance.
Yeah.
But bro, like, come on, son. Like, you doing a lot.
Yeah, man. So
My boy Mello up here, that's his man. He be
I didn't
trying
think
to
about
back him
that.
a little bit. I'll be
you don't like that, right? I don't like that either. Don't back the buffoonery.
Right,
Don't do it.
bro, like,
Don't back the buffoonery.
hold that man accountable.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, Irish J, as we move to the next topic, this is a perfect segue into that. Prime came at you. What was that before we got here? Because you said that something about the Lakers.
That was episode 6, right? 7, 5.
It was 6, I think.
It was 6.
No. It was the one I didn't post.
Oh, okay,
Who won the trade though? Who won the trade?
Let segue. Go ahead, segue in there.
No, I just wanted to know. Prime wanted to bring up that the Lakers have been recently struggling after you said. What did you say? They were gonna run through the West or something like that.
Were they not at first? Answer the question. Were they not at first? Were they not going on an 8-9 streak or something like that at one point? Maybe they lost that 7. I don't remember, but they was
because it was a honeymoon session. Everybody was liking each other. It was all good. Matter of fact, Brown wasn't even playing it for the first few games.
Yeah, he wasn't playing the first few games.
Luka was back in Dallas. Is in another city.
But see, my problem is, it's not Luka sometimes. LeBron scored 17 points yesterday, bro. I'm sorry. You need more from LeBron if they're going to win a game.
Did they ever win a game?
Bro, the other night, he had 3 points until the fourth quarter. You cannot do that.
That sounds like LeBron to me.
It do, but that's not good. That's why, because y'all saying this all Luka.
I ain't saying it was all Luka.
Luka doesn't play defense. Yes, he's not a great defender. He does play the passing lanes. I always say that. Demigod in them passing lanes, because we see it in the game. But he does not move side to side.
That's
but
all
still, LeBron has to contribute if the Lakers are even going to have a hope of winning the game. Luka can't do everything. Might as well put him back on the Mavs.
All right, so he don't have that.
Sorry, Kyrie.
Let's take out the 17-point game. LeBron scored 17 points. These other losses that they had recently.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
He had a game winner in one of these games.
They shouldn't even have won that game. He had 3 points in the fourth. He had the luckiest tip I've ever seen.
Nah, but remember I was saying that LeBron bangs the offensive boards, and it was
he does.
It's right there.
It was right there.
He always banged the offensive
and
board.
on that other episode,
Siakam just looking
when we sat there, right? On that other episode, when we said who won the trade. First of all, I ain't say nobody lost the trade. Nobody lost.
Man, what did you say the Mavericks won the trade?
I said the Mavericks won. You ain't
because I thought you said the Mavericks won.
So it was the two things can be true situation.
Okay.
I never said that it was bad for the Lakers. I just said the Mavs it was a better trade for them than it was for the Lakers. Because everybody was trying to say that it was a bad trade for the Mavs. And I'm like, nah, it wasn't a bad trade. The thing is, in that same episode...
I like their composition. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
Together well.
So when we were talking about the Lakers, all I said was, I was like, shoot, they'll give Brown a little bit more of a break. He'll be able to rest a little bit more or whatever the case may be. But then I also said... Luka can't play defense. Or I don't want to say he can't. He don't.
He's kind of lazy.
Then it came out.
Lazy.
Huh?
Lazy.
Yeah, like he lazy. Then it just came out this week. The Lakers is mad because he out of shape.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
like,
surprise.
When that trade happened, those was the only things that I was harping on. Was like, yeah, it's cool that he over there. Cool, yeah. They must know that LeBron might be leaving or something because they got the same player. But I was like, they not gonna be able to play the way they need to play to get like that can't happen.
Yeah, not in the playoffs.
Like you
I
not
told this
about
dude
to
at my
have
job, Luka
LeBron
is
James
going to
sitting in
have
the
to
corner.
guard somebody eventually. Like
You
he's
gonna have
going to
to.
have to step in front of John Morant or somebody. Or someone. Like
And LeBron is not about to just be sitting in nobody's corner. While you doing whatever you doing over here. Yeah, maybe for a series or two, cool. That's you do your thing.
Yeah.
But bro, we not. LeBron plays faster than Luka. So if LeBron get on the break, Luka got to hurry up and run, which he not about to do. If Luka get it, everybody gonna be running. He walking it up. We got two different speeds going on right now. Can they make it happen? I believe most high level players can somehow make things work.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe it? I don't think so because it ain't enough time. It ain't enough time. That's all I was saying.
just don't like some of Luka's shot selection sometimes.
It-
Sometimes the
his
shot
shot
clock
selection
be
is terrible,
60,
bro.
at
Irish
16.
J sounded like a professional
Well,
basketball pundit now. Yo, I'm only saying this because if you knew Irish J went back when I knew him, bro, this dude was not about sports, bro. He was
I didn't watch as much as I
he was
do
about
now.
anime,
Like, I
bro.
always
Now
hoop.
he's sitting here talking.
the-
I
you see the
did
hoodie?
what I did,
Yeah.
but I was always a sports guy, but I wasn't like watching every day. Like now, when I talk to y'all, I gotta watch. I'm in the group
Right.
chat. Like I gotta keep up with y'all. I gotta keep up.
Shout out to EJ. He
But yeah,
brought you-
Luka's taking like 16 shot clock at 16-second threes. You can't do that like multiple times a game, and obviously you know they make going down all the time.
And
Or else
especially
you have
when you
more than
don't play
25.
defense. Because now that's in a sense that's almost a turnover.
Yeah, because if
And
you
then
don't
it's
get
4-on-5. You're not even gonna help us on his other end now that we gotta stop somebody because you shot early.
See, the issue is that LeBron came in telling him like, "Yo, go ahead and do what you do when you
Yeah.
was at the Mavericks."
I know why he did
I
that.
was about to say, I know, I know why he did that, and he kind of had to do that. But you know, to your point, it's just
He followed the lead though.
yeah.
Because the same thing happened when he learned from Wade.
Mhm.
Shaq came. Shaq said, "This your team. You got to do this." Brian went to Miami. Wade said, "Bro, just you do your thing." So, in a sense, he felt I gotta give him this.
Mhm.
When he low key, probably like, "Yo, this is what we gonna do."
Right.
Until
Yeah.
like it should have been a more week. He handed it over a little bit too early. One, he younger. I get it, but it wasn't the right time.
Right.
Wade said it in the playoffs. Shaq said it in the beginning of the playoffs. That's the right time. Y'all ain't there yet. Y'all don't even know what's happening right now.
Right. I don't want to leave this segment without giving a shout out to my guy Austin Reeves, man. I don't want him to go unnoticed for what he's been doing.
I rock with Austin.
Right.
All right,
Austin,
everybody
I
rock
only
with
laugh like
Austin,
that
bro.
because of the picture I sent in the chat where they said somebody said Austin Reeves would kill Lamar Odom.
they
Trevor
say he's the
Ariza.
best. He one of the best role players in Lakers history.
I mean, that's what it's my fault. He didn't say
he's
he
not better
killed.
than Lamar Odom. No.
He not better than
Yeah.
none of them.
I think he could be.
Nah.
He not
never?
better than none of them.
He
It
young.
was Lamar
He
Odom,
is young, but look,
Trevor
Lamar,
Ariza,
right.
Ron Artest, and Derek Fisher. You say Derek Fisher, cool. Everybody else, they will have that man rethinking his career.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I won't go that
We're
far.
not gonna give it to Austin yet, but he on his way. He on his
Listen,
way.
I'm not taking
I think he on
nothing
his
from
way.
him, but
I like
those
his slashing
three,
ability. He shouldn't even be getting to the rack. How he be getting to the rack sometimes? I'd be like, how
he
did
don't
they
want no
let
parts of
that-
Lamar Odom.
Right. Yeah, Lamar
Ron
Odom.
Artest he gonna run him out the gym.
Yeah,
And Trevor Ariza, bro, he was all defensive team.
Yeah, he did.
I love it. That's one of my
play
favorite
defense.
players.
The reason was nice, and he could shoot the three.
Austin Reeves ain't. I don't think he gonna embark on none of that.
It was fun to play with Ariza in 2K. That's how
Right,
you know when a
facts.
role
Eddie
player
hit
was fun
threes.
with in 2K. You knew that was nice.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a whole fact.
But I just didn't want to leave this segment without giving my boy Austin Reeves some love.
Give a
'cause
shout out.
He definitely
fuck
he
you,
definitely
Cyrus.
been hooping. So shout out my man Austin Reeves. So as we move to a topic that is near and dear to my heart because this is
Facts.
kind of where
And I'm
you know.
I'm more in it too now.
right, yeah, right, and it's a pervasive. I don't want to say issue because it's not an issue, but it is the new landscape of college sports, and when you factor in the NCAA tournament, transfer portal, JUCO rules, eligibility, like all of that stuff is kind of coming to fruition right now in the tournament. which sparks a bigger debate on, how we feel about the transfer portal and what it's doing to college sports. I was just talking to the owner, Matt, over there before you guys got in, and I was just kind of, because I was
Matt Jones, my guy.
Matt Jones, shout out to him for letting us use this, beautiful facility to record. I was just telling him it's just because, the coach over at Aquinas, Coach Mo Jackson, was relieved of his duties, and he is now over at Virtus. And
shout out to Mo.
Right, for sure. Shout out to him. He had 2 back-to-back sectional winning seasons and a plethora of Division I talent that is on my roster. For glory to glory. Shout out to them. Noah Collins Howard and Quante Gillian. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out King.
But for him, I was just saying to him, that it's just a new landscape. Like it's a whole new landscape between high school sports and getting to college, and then when you're in college, utilizing the transfer portal, to do the things you want to do to make more money, whatever the case may be, and so the only issue that I have right now with the transfer portal, this is the only issue I have with it.
I gotta say something once you finish.
Oh yeah. Real quick. The only issue I have with it is that the transfer portal is open during March Madness.
Yeah,
that is the only thing that I hate. And you got to do like Scottie Pippen Jr. Makes it bad for everybody when Michigan wins and then you hop into the portal. Like that's the only real issue I have. But
he did a mid game.
Like that is the most despicable thing you could possibly do. And I get it. Go get your bag. Go do what you got to do. But like not during the game. But my point is that's an NCAA issue though.
Yeah.
Like they have to get a hold on when you're gonna open the transfer portal.
Yeah.
The window, they slashed it down to 30 days, so you only have a month to get into the window now. So I get the sense of urgency, but like I hate to hear though people sit and cry about the transfer portal.
Yeah,
like that's what I hate. I hate the older generation who sit and cry about, oh, these kids get to move. Yo, the coach for McNessie State had his deal done before McNessie State lost, and he went over to NC State. So I don't hear y'all crying about him.
Right.
These coaches move just like the players do.
Bro, it's so many coaches moving right now through this.
And so I'm kind of, listen, as a person who's in it and as a person who covers high school football and as a person who is just doing this, like I love the transfer portal personally because it gives.
I love it all. NIL, everything. You need it. Well, I was going to say, so like a lot of people don't know. I mean, a lot of people know I did track, but I got a full ride to Utica and I didn't even accept it.
Oh, Lord.
Because the biggest part of that, I think if NIL existed and I knew I was going to be getting sponsorships and deals, I would have went back in time and changed my whole demeanor about actually pursuing track fully. So to anybody out there who's trying to get into NIL and doing all this stuff, go get your bag. Don't play. This is probably the best thing that's happened to college sports in a while.
The full ride, then movie.
Right, bro. That was enough. What do you mean?
I should have.
Wait a minute.
I know.
Forget that.
I know, bro. Trust me. I know, bro. I kick myself a lot. Like when I think about it.
I mean, I'm glad you told that story.
Yeah, that's a good story,
That's
bro.
a great
A lot of people don't know that. Trust me, it's one of my thoughts.
I was ready to go for a quarter scholarship.
Hey, bro, you got
this paper one semester.
But yes, kids, take your money. Go get your money, please.
Or the full scholarship.
That was
either
the
one.
thing back in the day. I wouldn't even have thought of. I wouldn't have went to Brockport. I would have went to Utica.
Nah, for sure.
You paid for Brockport? Hey,
man, bro,
I got a scholarship there too, but it was still money I had to pay. I had to pay money.
Take the money, take the full scholarship.
Yes,
right.
take the full scholarship.
I don't know if people know that, like in this new landscape, right, with the transfer portal and NIL and stuff, you get a full ride scholarship, and then you get paid by the school. Well, that will happen in April, but then you get paid by the school, so you get two different things, right? Because you're gonna have to sign a scholarship contract, right? And then you're gonna have to sign an NIL contract. So you get both of those now. So
you still get your refund check?
You're not gonna need any.
I know you.
Right?
So you won't even need that refund check. I remember waiting for my refund check.
Who go to college for the refund checks, and then like they disappear for like after the second week.
Man, that refund check now with NIL, you getting thousands. You're not a refund check is like maybe $800, literally some 2,000. So it depends on what classes you took, what you
go to
cut
MCC.
out. Like NIL deal, you getting way more than that. I'm sorry, you're getting at least 5-10 racks on some of these deals that these kids are getting.
The top guys are getting that. Yes,
the
top guys. Not every. I don't want to make it seem like
when people
everybody's
getting that. But still,
getting that.
hey, if you getting full rides out there, most likely you're gonna be in that top bracket.
Right. One of the things that also that we wanted to discuss is the JUCO rules and how that works into all of this. That one is very interesting. It came about because of
that changed my thoughts on coaching.
Why?
Because the level that I always said I wanted to go to, it made me think about, like, it would be easier in a sense, recruitment wise, if I went D1 JUCO, like if I'm there, because you can create a nice little situation in that space, or high level prep, because even someone going to a high level prep, then going to a JUCO, then that those years not counting. Like, I feel like over the years, those gonna be the directions.
Oh, it can definitely be the directions.
I'm not saying it's gonna be the majority of the direction, because like we was talking earlier, like if you not, I feel like if you not in one of the Power 5, if you're not getting recruited Power 5, maybe A10, maybe MAC, somewhere around there, you might as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what, Division 3, you're gonna lose your eligibility.
Right.
Division 2, you still lose it. So in a sense, you might. And then they passed the rule for they included NAIA, I believe.
I haven't got to that one.
I think I just heard. I was talking to one of my other guys. I think they included NAIA in that same deal. So, yeah, I my coaching, I always like, yeah, I coach, college, that D1, but then it's like, I like the teaching aspect of it. I don't feel like you can't teach a D1 student or athlete, but that level before, like I like the preparation. I like to get so that made me think, like, man, if I go to like do a JUCO, the recruitment gonna be a little bit easier, and then I still get that high level player if I can possibly.
I'm not against JUCO as I once was before, especially with the eligibility not counting against you.
Yeah, that rule change is gold.
Yeah,
my boy Diego Pavea from
shout
Vanderbilt.
out to Diego.
Yeah, he kind of changed it for everybody. Everybody doesn't know who he is. He's the starting quarterback at Vanderbilt. He actually beat Alabama this year in a game, which kind of sparked this whole thing. It kind of sparked him to go get his eligibility back because he got an NIL deal after that. Here we go, NIL again, right? So now he wants to stay in the college to keep getting this NIL money because he probably isn't going to get drafted to the league, But it's a great opportunity too for guys like in the past. If you remember guys like Ryan White who played for Oklahoma who won the Heisman, but they get drafted. It's a good opportunity for those type of guys, who was the man in college, or right. Tim Tebow too, like who were the man in college, but really couldn't capitalize off of it like the way like they can now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I don't fault Diego for like, yeah, let me go get this other year of eligibility so I can get, because he may make upwards of like $4 million out of school like Vanderbilt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just messing around staying that 1 year, and sectioned right and invested correctly. Yeah, that could last you your lifetime for sure.
Yeah.
And if you ball out,
have Vanderbilt, you kind of know what he's doing.
Right, exactly.
If you ball out, it could be, you never know. His year.
Definitely, man. So, I love this whole, time in college sports with NIL and transfer portal and JUCO and all of this. And we're seeing this all reflected in the NCAA tournament, right? We're seeing it in the men's tournament.
For sure. That's why.
Yeah, we're seeing with
most of the parity.
Yes, the parity is amazing.
The parity is amazing, but then mid-majors is getting hit.
Yes.
You saw look at the men's all 1 seats.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally, everyone's gonna go to all the best schools, so it's gonna make it
because
harder
you're allowed
to go to
do what you got to do here. Go Power 5.
South Carolina girls, Maryland girls.
But the thing is too, you allow it's guys that's Power 5 that's going down where they still have the opportunity to get in the tournament. They might be in a situation where they're not playing at a school transfer down A10, MAC, NEC or what, something like that. Take that school through the conference tournament. Now you in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So now you, and everybody know you only need one good game for real in the March Madness tournament.
For sure.
And it can go up.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
So
McNeese.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Manager getting that deal.
Yeah, listen, man. I don't
that.
fault anybody. I don't fault nobody for.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Right.
Right. Why him though? Why the team manager though?
Because he hyped the team up.
Yeah,
And he's very polarizing. You
if
get
he
a
just
dude
walked out there by himself, it wouldn't even be the same.
right.
Right.
But
exactly right. That's your likeness.
He's an Indian, but he's an Indian. He's a Middle Eastern kid walking out there singing Kodak Black and getting the team
Yeah,
hyped.
it looks
crazy.
exotic. It looks
It's
different.
for sure.
You know.
And now you got companies like Under Armour and all of these other companies, and Buffalo Wild Wings, taking advantage of that. And
that's all
what
I
you
gotta do. Walk out there with the
No,
boom.
it's
I'm
not
black.
all you gotta do.
I know,
You
it's
gotta
not
have
be
the
the same.
charisma
Right.
with it. It gotta be. It's a lot. To
And
that.
I don't
A
hate
lot of
on him.
factors.
I don't hate on him at all.
And he
for
said
doing
he might transfer too.
that. Yeah, he going to North Carolina State with the coach.
With the coach.
Yeah.
He said he
Yo,
out.
Yeah.
that is
said he
crazy.
going
But
with the
see,
key.
But
listen,
at least give a player off of McNeese a deal. They did win that big game, that big upset. It's like, come on, they don't deserve nothing.
They ain't him.
Nah,
Somebody
the manager
something.
the manager got the deal. The manager got the deal.
But they didn't do enough to get that
Apparently,
deal, bro.
Ain't hit enough big shots.
So, who do y'all feel like has been? We'll go on the men's and the women's side. Like,
Yeah.
who are some of the players? Let's do the men's first. Like, who are some of the players on the men's side that you've seen that has kind of like caught your attention? I know there's been a lot of fuss about Alabama because Alabama is now about to become a school. We already know what their pedigree is in football, but now basketball.
I was talking to y'all earlier about, a couple days ago, how like the SEC kind of like low key taking up. They have 14 teams in the tournament.
Yeah, they did this year.
I said,
That was huge.
nah, son. Like, where the hell SEC come from?
A lot of people was mad about that too because they felt
Why
like
are you mad though? I don't get that.
because a lot of people did get snubbed, but
Bro.
a lot of people didn't want UNC to get in too.
I'm
That was
a
thought
UNC
they shouldn't have
fan.
got in,
I
too.
don't
They
think they
lost
should have got
mad
in.
Q1s, bro.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of Q1s. So them Q1s they're
The
big.
community, the committee was saying that they won a lot of the Q2s though.
That don't even matter though.
I ain't gonna lie. I usually watch the selection show, and I did. So when I turned it on finally for bracketology to see what was going on, and I seen you, I said, "Whoa! How did UNC get up in?"
Right, man, me too. Everybody was mad that morning. Like, what
and I'm UNC, my team. I'm like, this ain't it.
They was getting beat the first half of the year.
That was bad, but as far as who Cooper doing this thing.
I was just gonna
Cooper.
say that
I like Broom. What the hell? What's his
Auburn.
team? Yeah, thank you, Jesus Christ. Auburn. I like Broom.
Did they get knocked out though?
No,
Oh, they just won yesterday.
They did win yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
see, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't really be keeping up with the March Madness.
I don't like his
There was
game per
UFL
se,
football
but
on yesterday. Come on.
it's fundamental. It's useful. I just feel like he
March
needs more
Madness
moves.
trumps that, bro.
It does, man. That UFL football was tough to watch yesterday. I was so sick too. I was.
See,
tight,
I
man.
ain't even watch it.
That's
He
what
told
I'm
me,
saying.
I said, I'm about to watch it.
He
And I
tried
was
to
like,
tell
yo,
me,
I'm
he's
glad.
like, yeah, just watch it. It's like
I
G
told
League.
him
Nah.
Bruh.
I told you that.
Bruh,
Trust me,
listen,
I know
man.
UFL. I done seen some
Pure
clips. Like,
passion
Bro.
for football.
yeah, that's
Guided him
not
through
good
that game
football.
last
Bruh, the
He tried to set me
Battlehawks,
up.
the Battlehawks ran inside zone like half the game, bro, and they won 31-7, bro. And the 7 came off of garbage time. I was,
Oh my
I
god.
was tired. I'm like, son, I stayed up
For this?
all day for this.
You did.
For this.
I was expecting at
They
least
didn't
like
even make a game
they
for
didn't
you.
make a
Now.
game. Yo, and what was crazy was the last drive, the over under was 30-35. And so the Houston Roughnecks had the ball when it was the over under was 35. It was 31-7. So I believe they only needed it was 31-0.
Yeah.
And they only needed one point to get the over and cover. And so everybody was on their pins and needles waiting for that. I don't even remember how it ended.
Dang.
But it was just like that was the high point of the game. The over under. And when the over under is a high point in the game, I was
Yeah,
just
that's
bad
what you
business,
know.
right?
I'm
Piece of hit.
When you got a gamble to make this,
so
to make it interesting.
So let's get back to college basketball.
Yeah,
You talk about
is-
Cooper. There's something interesting I want to talk about Cooper because I was talking about it with Matt. So I don't know if y'all know, but Duke is a Nike school, as you know,
Yeah.
right? And Cooper has been wearing
New Balance.
no, he's been wearing Kobe's.
Oh, facts.
Yeah,
But
he
got
been wearing.
to.
No, he's
Low
supposed
key.
to be. He's supposed to be wearing New Balance. They gave him an NIL deal. He's supposed to be wearing New Balance, and you know why it's going to be an issue because Nike trolled them the other day because he hit that shot at the top of the key in the Kobe's, and they said that's what they said the swoosh never dies or something like that. So
it's just the NIL though.
bro, they're paying you money
Is
to
he
wear
gonna
their shoes.
get-
No,
You
what
think
I'm
they're gonna
saying
say
is
something
he's
about
not
it?
worried about all that. Because
'Cause
once he
people
leave,
say that.
because if New Balance like we don't like what you Nike right there, like hey man, what's happening?
Yeah.
See,
They
but
go,
that's so
yeah.
that's
It's
so weak,
dirty,
bro.
ain't it?
That's
Hey,
so weak.
hey, how that's weak? He doing it. Hey, the system play us. He play the
Play the
system.
system.
See, but the thing is, though, my whole thing about it was I get he was trying to be different. He's from New England. He's from Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken. Maine, right? Yeah, he's from Maine. Excuse me. And I get what he was trying to do, but it's just like,
Hooping
bro,
like that for
you
Maine?
knew you were going to Duke
The
already.
only one.
You knew you were going to Duke.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what the pedigree is. You know the type of shoes you're in, and you know you ain't wearing New Balances on the court like
What
that.
if it's in his contract though?
New Balance is clean though.
What if
I didn't
it's
say it wasn't clean, but it's the fact.
I'm gonna give him the benefit. Like
get
if
it,
we
though.
give him the benefit, he know he going to do New Balance. Know it's a Nike school. Like what if that's a part of
Yeah,
we get
I think that is what it is. They're gonna ride this through. They're gonna take all this criticism.
Yeah.
And when he get to the NBA, he gonna be wearing exclusively New Balance. I think that's what they're
That's
gonna
what
do.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? But I just hate it for them is because this is why big companies don't be wanting to do NIL deals with other high school athletes and college athletes because of what he doing right now. I told Matt, I was like, yo, there's literally nothing they can do to him. They can't do it. If they let him go.
They don't have anything in the contract stating that
I feel like they do. I believe that it was something
under
it was,
the table fine, maybe.
Nah, it's no, ain't no other.
Yo, nah, he not getting no consequence. The only consequence he gonna get is we don't like it. We gonna drop you.
Right.
He like, all right, cool.
Right,
But
exactly.
isn't it up for the company to protect themselves or something like that? Like when it
But
deals
I'm
with
saying-
students, is it different?
What
They
I'm
have to be
saying is
different?
that I feel like New Balance also knows that Duke is a Nike school. So somewhere in that paperwork, it's like on the court. All right,
The issue
true.
is that NIL
Wouldn't do
deals,
it, Fee.
they're not public information.
Right.
You don't have
So
to
you
make them
don't
public.
know.
So we don't know what the
I'm
details
speculating
are.
at this point.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, okay.
They don't
I
have to
didn't know that. I
publicly
didn't know
put
that.
out their NIL deals of what the
Yeah.
terms are.
If
But I
I'm
just
New
hate it.
Balance, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, hey man, we know.
They're looking for the
Yeah,
term
yeah,
payout.
like,
I got
yeah,
it.
right.
Do your
Just
thing.
cover
Just
my
wear
back.
just
Yeah,
wear
my
New Balance
back,
all the
right.
way everywhere else, bro.
So
He wearing these on the court,
Right.
Yeah, there's no.
with the girls though, who are some of the girls that I've been watching? Some of the girls I did like.
Shout out to Juju, man.
Shout out
Yeah,
Paige
shout out to
Buchers,
Juju, man.
Shout out Paige Buchers.
We gonna get to her. Juju first.
Yeah, we got to get the Juju.
I know we gonna.
That hurt my
obviously,
heart.
man.
Yeah, my baby. I knew
Wow.
as soon as she.
throw it out there like that?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
to. I got
Yeah,
to.
I didn't like
I
that.
knew it,
It looked
she-
bad.
I knew as soon as she took that step, I already knew what it was.
Bruh.
When she took, I just don't understand. I said it too. I was like, "Yo, make the pass. Make the
I'm glad
pass."
bro, I swear I was going to wait till you done talking. Yeah, I texted. I looked at I said, that don't happen if you pass the ball to that teammate over there.
For sure, bro.
But she's so aggressive. And she's had to be that player for so long.
It was bound to
I
happen.
get it.
I feel like
But that doesn't happen if you make that pass.
The girl was wide open too.
Like it was dead.
But Juju has a high usage rate, so I feel like that even if it didn't happen this game, she was gonna step wrong, step something, and it probably happen.
I'm not. I believe the way she put, kind of like Derrick Rose.
It's very torquey.
Derrick Rose said,
Like, boom,
"I
stop
didnn't
it
need
low."
to do that jump stop.
Mhm.
I
That-
didn't
and
need
one
to
of
do
my
that."
favorite moves he did, but
Yeah,
it hurt
like,
him
he
every
said
time.
it like I didn't need to do that, so he learned from that. Once again, I feel like this is the only way. Who else? I mean, until she would have got to the WNBA and the WNBA coach was like, yeah, you got to pass the ball a little bit.
Mhm.
But who gonna tell Juju Watkins that?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah, USC
So
with no other offensive real creator,
So-
shot creator.
I hate that she got hurt, but I also believe a better player gonna come out of this one
Yes.
because you watch that tape and you're gonna be like, if I just made that pass,
For sure.
I just passed that right there.
That's it,
Good.
man. I hated to watch it live because I already knew when
I seen it on the Tigger.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. I was like, oh, because I'm watching, trying to watch both. So I'm watching the mess. I said, whoa, go back. Commercial, Twitter.
Yep.
Like, what's happening? Like, I seen it. And I said, nah. I was hoping that she was like, because they just said a lower leg injury. I was hoping I was gonna go to Twitter, see a video of her just like limping off or something. When they carry,
Yeah, when they carry you already know. Yeah.
That's,
Hold on, did they show her in the wheelchair? Was she in the wheelchair?
they just showed her
I hate
carrying
when
her
they
off
do
the
that.
court.
That's when you really
They
be mad.
It
You be
was
like, no.
it was for sure painful to watch, man.
And I seen her going crazy.
They had Cooper Flag in the wheelchair after that one leg injury. I was like, no, his season over.
Oh,
and then he came back
ankle-
next
with the
game.
ankle
I was like,
brace,
they need to stop doing that.
Hey, that's precious cargo over there.
For sure.
But
I hate
Juju
it.
for sure, guys.
Yeah.
It made me. I'm glad women's basketball is where it's at
It's getting a lot more watchable.
because
Shout out
2-3
Toby for a
years
year.
ago,
She played today.
I ain't watching the tournament no more.
Yeah.
It's clip. Juju ain't playing.
Yeah.
I'm done. But we got my girl Paige.
I was gonna say Paige. You got Duke, Toby Fournier. Yo, that freshman, she really nice for a
Yeah.
freshman. Like she's gonna be the
Paige
truth.
is like that though. Paige was like that before Juju got to college.
Yeah, Paige
Paige
and
was like that before everybody was.
Paige is going into the WNBA
I was
draft
gonna
this year.
say, yeah, this is her last year.
Paige is like that.
Not for sure. She
Nah,
is,
her efficiency, like her shot selection is like that's one thing I will say. Like basketball players be taking some horrible shots. Yo, Paige
Yeah.
Bucher's like efficiency, she don't take no bad shots, and if they just don't go in, they just don't go in. But
Paige was my
She knows
girl
her game.
while Juju was in high school, and before this Clayton.
if she didn't get hurt, she might really be on some more athletic like stuff too. And she still plays great.
For sure. Any other young ladies y'all been seeing? I'm trying to remember some young ladies that I seen that were. I like the girl from South Carolina. I can't remember her name.
Wally.
Yes, her.
The lady?
Crazy yesterday.
She went crazy yesterday.
You know, South Carolina didn't even look like
Off
the
the
same
bench,
team.
too.
Yeah, when she wasn't in the game. And so when she came, they sure did. And she came in the game and gave them some good time, some good time, some good buckets, some good energy. So I appreciate her. So shout out to her. For her.
And Van Lift doing her thing.
Yeah, they won today. That's what the guy was talking about.
KVL, she's showing what she made of. Rebooting her career.
Right. I was just saying
She
we were just talking
leading
about
the team too.
for
Not
sure.
even on
That's what
some.
I'm saying. She got that's her game.
We were just talking over there at the table. Like I just want to say this too to everybody out there. And y'all gonna get what I'm saying. I don't feel like Haley fit in with LSU at all.
I said that earlier.
Like that was not a great fit for her for a multitude of reasons. Right. Y'all can pick up what I'm saying. She just did not fit into with Flaugier and Angel Reese. That wasn't her track.
Wasn't the vibe.
So I'm glad she got to a team where she can be the woman,
right?
Where she can take as many shots as she wants. And now that she's actually winning, moving on to the Elite Eight, I think this was a great move for her. And shout out to her. And
she wasn't even the first, the fourth option at LSU either. What option
she
was
was
she?
for?
She was for? Okay, I was right on the money.
It was Angel,
and
then it was the freshman that came over.
Oh, I don't even want to say it like that, but it was the thick girl. She nice though. She nice. I can't remember what her name is. I think her last name Williams. She nice though.
Yeah, she was number 4.
Yeah, she was nice. So.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what her name is.
But she wasn't even living up to the fourth at LSU.
She couldn't, bro. She couldn't.
It was pretty tough
that's
for her.
too much.
Yeah.
You too talented to be a fourth.
Right, for sure.
You can't. There's no way because you got to wait your turn.
Right.
But when she signed, I was like,
they didn't really need her like that.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
So the women's basketball tournament has been really good. They're still keeping their numbers up, and I'm glad, now that Juju is not there, that they're still able to get viewership and still able to get people like me to continue to watch it. So I love it. So I'm gonna keep
Betts over at UCLA.
Right.
Betts is just a really, really big girl.
Right, she is
at UCLA.
UCLA. Yep,
she's huge, and she lets you know I'm the biggest girl on this court, and for most of y'all, ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Right, for sure. So,
but I like Betts over there.
Yeah. So we'll keep our eyes on that and keep seeing how this tournament shakes out. So, as we get to our last topic of the day.
Oh, shout out old boy from Maryland too.
Queen.
Yeah,
Queen,
shout out Queen. Yeah,
with that travel.
So Queen is nice. He actually got an NIL deal.
I bet.
Hold on. You're not just gonna breeze by that. Y'all seen him take 3 steps on that.
He didn't take 3 steps.
He definitely
Thank you, Prime. Like,
now if you
refs gotta call
if
a
you
spade
use the interpretation of
I thought he went 1-2 up.
Nah. He dribbled. He picked it up here. When he picked it up, he was on the right foot. He took the 1, picked it up again, 2 off the glass.
If that was at LA Fitness and they tried to end the game on that,
Matter
it
of
would have
fact,
never ended.
his last
They would have been arguing for
his
days.
in real time, I was like, oh, that boy traveled. But if you want to go off of the interpretation, off of what, these referees, they said he could have bobbled it. We don't know.
Oh my God.
That's what they were saying. Joe Gene Sassico, I think.
Bro.
He was
I'm
like,
glad I ain't see that.
he said when he picked it up, there's a potential of the bobble. So you hold the whistle. So then you just give him the benefit. They say you give him the benefit of the doubt. So he took the next 2. He definitely he traveled.
They gonna have me be a ref.
But I'm not mad because I feel like college basketball should be adopting NBA stuff anyway, because that's where most of them trying to go. And even in FIBA, a lot of it is the same. FIBA and NBA got a lot of the same rules. I don't know why college is just men's college, because women's is going on track with the WNBA. But they should be adopting more of the NBA rules and every.
They adopted the flopping.
But I'm saying,
I tell you,
shot clock, the halves. Why is college only basketball?
Yeah, I am tight, bro. I'm right with you.
You got quarters in high school. You got quarters in biddy. You got quarters in high school. You got quarters in pro. But you go for 4 years of halves. Like, that don't make sense. And then the rule interpretations. If we working for the next level, why are rules like, I get high school because it's a learning. Like, we trying to create habits. So yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that. But once you move on, everything else should be in line with where you trying to go. So I'm okay with him taking that third step, because in the NBA it'd have been a gather step. So.
Alrighty. So again, as we move to our last topic of the day, we got to get a little football in here for the football guy. I think the biggest story of the week, like I said, was Russell Wilson signed with the New York Giants on a 1-year, $21 million contract. I don't believe it's all guaranteed, but this is now the New York Giants' second quarterback. They also signed Jameis Winston to a backup. I believe
I knew that was going to happen. I saw people saying that like at the end of the season. That was like one of people's predictions that he was going to go.
Yeah,
crazy.
So he signed with the Giants also. And so now the question is, all right, are they going to take a edge rusher and Abdul Carter, or are they going to take Shedeur Sanders, which would be very interesting. I can see rationales for both, though. Like, I can see them, wanting to.
3 quarterbacks is crazy.
It is crazy. But again, I'm going to go back to what Atlanta did. Atlanta signed Kirk Cousins to a $100 million deal, and then they drafted Michael Penix. And as a result, it's not. I don't think it's different.
Go ahead, I'll let you explain.
No, it's not different, because they still were able to stay in it because they had a quarterback that was solid.
I get that.
And that he didn't suck.
No, I get that, but he was the backup.
Right.
So you signed Jameis to be the third?
Yeah, I'm not signing Shedeur and have to go out there at least 4 or 5 games and let me see what you're doing.
One of them is a camp body.
I'm signing you.
Okay.
I think one is going to be a camp body.
Then,
and I think obviously with Jameis' contract, I think Jameis is going to be the camp body.
Because
they got Jameis, they got Russ, and then they got Tommy DeVito too, and they love DeVito. You know what I'm saying? So Jameis just got there. You know what I'm saying? Like they love Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
So I think one of them is going to be a camp body. I do think they'll take Shedeur Sanders, because to me it makes too much sense. And Dable really hasn't had a quarterback that he believed in. Like, Daniel Jones was signed to that $100 million contract. I don't think that was a Dable decision.
I still to this day don't understand that,
because he was a solid starter.
Man, they need that
at that
rusher,
point
man.
at that time.
They need that rusher.
Nah.
They
can't.
They should have gave him like
the
70,
quarterbacks
60.
that they sign ain't gonna be there for years to come.
No one likes being in
you
that,
have to get
that.
You have to get a quarterback. So I get that.
Right. Like, they're in a situation.
You have.
They're in a situation, if they get a quarterback and a quarterback sticks, like, their team is going to be dramatically better.
Right. No, I get that.
You know what I mean? They have a number 1 wide receiver now. You know what I mean? So they have weapons that they can exhaust. So now you just need the signal caller. And once you get the signal caller, you can literally that buys you time to get everything else.
What was Giants' defense rank this year?
I don't remember what their defense ranked. They were solid.
Like Colin Cowherd say, you gotta have a coach. You gotta have a quarterback. You gotta have a left tackle. You gotta have a coach.
Right. And they
need an edge rusher.
I mean,
they're gonna keep quarterbacks.
I'm very interested to see how this whole thing shakes out. It's probably the most interesting, besides what Cleveland is doing too. But I think the Giants is probably the most interesting team this offseason so far with this whole excessive quarterback signing. So, we'll keep our eye on that. The draft is at the end of the month. So I'm very interested to see, all of the moves that's made.
I think it was fake news, but they was talking about Cleveland trying to
trade for Dak. I believe it.
I saw that, yeah.
I believe it. They're just the type of franchise.
They said that's why Myles Garrett was so eager to accept that contract, too. They said he knew they promised him they was going to get a quarterback.
I thought it was fake news, and I wasn't going to look into it.
I think that's going to happen.
I don't trust them Cowboys. No, I don't trust them. I don't think they do nothing. But you saying that, I feel great.
Bro, I think Cowboys be having the most money too, and just never do nothing.
You low key kind of made my day a little bit better,
bro. I'm just saying, I can see the Browns doing something like trading for Dak.
I hope so.
I think they're gonna. It's too much dead money.
Rumors there too.
It's too much dead money for them to eat. But
can we hear this process up there?
Nah, it's not. This is gonna be a very tough, contract negotiation and trade to pull off. But I do think it's some smoke there though. That's all. So,
and Dallas cannot be happy with Dak's performances. Like, I don't know.
Can we hear this process up? Because I need, let Dak go ahead of see what he could do in Cleveland. We could figure something else out.
They would love that. I mean, I think they're gonna give Dak one more year though. That's what my gut is telling me. Because they gave him too much money. They restructured it too. So I think they're gonna get at the very least give him one more year to show that.
It's crazy. I gotta do this one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
How much did they give Dak?
Too much.
61 a year. $61 million.
What was his max?
I ain't never knocking nobody for getting their money. But
what was his max? Like altogether?
I can't remember what it is. Like 280. Something
too
like
much.
That. Yeah, something.
But that might be worse.
Too much.
Daniel Jones.
Nah, it's not.
Well, if he play horrible,
I won't say that because
if he play bad again this
quarterback
year,
that was better than Daniel Jones.
If we play like that again this year, that's just it's up there. It's definitely some talks.
But
and somebody got to buy that out.
Y'all know how I feel about that. So
it's interesting to see what the Giants and the Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns are all going to do. So
Cooper Rush, man.
So I just want to say that we appreciate everyone, watching our pod, watching our newly face pod, with our new visuals and our new audio. So we appreciate that. So I'm gonna have my guys plug themselves in one more time before we go, and then we're going to get out of here. So, Irish J, you plug yourself in, and then...
Yes, sir. You can find me at JDoThatMMA on everything. That's TikTok, that's Instagram, that's YouTube. And yeah, man, thanks again, Kyron, for letting us use the studio. I feel like we'll definitely be back because, the vibe was fire, and I feel like we did good work.
Choice. Nah, hey man, the Steve Prime. We're gonna go with Prime JH Prime 22. But catch the podcast stuff on podcast 22 Prime. Is new. I had to think.
And you could catch me on Twitter. I wouldn't recommend you catch me on Twitter, but you can also catch me on Instagram at edaniel77_. And then EJ Daniels on Facebook. So until next time, guys, please like and subscribe to the pod on YouTube. And we'll see you next time.